Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And I'm already done with my hotel quarantine in Cebu. I was able to fly from Cebu, Philippines to here in Tacloban City. So which makes me doing this video live here in Tacloban, Philippines. So this is my place of birth and the place where I grew up, where I spent most of my early life. So I'm glad to be home in a way because I haven't been here since almost 2 years ago. And although there were changes in some things, like the city, it's like the city's still the same. However, there are things that changed. So yeah, just to connect to where I left off the last time I did a video or a vlog, I believe I did my last video on day 9 of my stay in the Philippines. So I was already out of the quarantine. I did shopping that day and I really enjoyed myself on my last day in Cebu because that was the only day that I was free from the quarantine. So yeah, the next day I flew via the Philippine Airlines. So I woke up really early, like 5 a.m., like a little earlier than 5 a.m. And then we went to the airport from 6 up to 6:15 or 6:20 in the morning. And the protocol there was you have to wear face shields. So in the flights within the Philippines, the requirement is to wear a face shield, or even not just within the Philippines, because when I rode through Scoot airline, I had to wear a face shield from Singapore up to the Philippines. But actually it wasn't really a requirement, it was a suggestion, because as we will be disembarking in Cebu, Philippines, they require upon disembarkation that the passengers have a face shield. In Cebu City, not just Cebu City, but the whole Cebu as a province, because even when I was in Lapu-Lapu City, they require me to wear a face shield. So it's really like the part of the things that are implemented in Cebu, wearing of face shields. But here in Tacloban, it's not as much. When you step outside the airport, then face mask is enough. And when we arrived in the arrival gate of the Tacloban airport, domestic airport. It's the DZR, Daniel Zero Romualdez Airport. We were given papers to write down like our entry in Tacloban, just to register that we have entered. And then afterwards, after we have picked out our luggage, we went outside and there were booths, so that are just right at the exit of the airport to register your entry into, like, which is your final destination, whether it's in Tacloban, it's in Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Western Samar, or in Biliran, or in Southern Leyte. So after registering, I got this QR code. So I put it at the back of my phone so that I don't need to laminate it, or I don't need to find it in my bag. So it's always at the back of my phone. And this is a requirement. This is like a scan card within Tacloban City. So whenever I go inside a establishment, I have to show this. Like even coming into Summit Hotel, I have to show this in the scan app. I mean, in the scanning thing gadget that's at the entrance of the establishments. So afterwards, I was able to go home. I was picked up by my brother and my mom, and yeah, that's why I believe the 2.5 days I've been here, for almost 3 days, I believe it was so fast paced, and I felt like I've been here already for almost a week. And that's the key. If you plan your day, if you plan your week even before you enter into those days, then you're more effective, you're more efficient. And that's one of the things that I learned when I lived in Norway, because in Norway, most Norwegians, they are planners. So I can speak for everyone, but most of them, based on my observation, they are planners. And they spend more time planning, so that when they implement, or when they put things into action, it's faster, it's more efficient. There's less prone to errors. And that's what my husband adapted to, because he has lived in Norway for 31 years. So when I moved to Norway, it's one of the things that really struck me. like how my husband keeps on planning, like the night before he would already plan like what's gonna happen the following day or the rest of the week or the next weekend. He's already planning in his head. And our common conversation is usually like, okay, what's your plan tomorrow? What's your plan later? Like it always starts like, what's your plan? So because it's important, if we don't plan, then time drifts so fast. So especially that I'm just going to be in Tacloban for a total of 10, almost 10 days, so 9 to 10 days. So it's important to like already plan like what I need to do for this particular day. So that's why many of my friends, especially my friends who are also active in Facebook, who are my friends in Facebook, I landed here in Tacloban on Thursday. I started to meet some of my business partners, some of my friends, and then on Friday I was already doing boxing at 7 a.m. and people were all shocked, like saying, like, hey, you're already here in Tacloban, what are you doing? So you're here, you're home, like they're all shocked because I am already like visible, and that's what I realized, social media amplifies things. I just arrived and suddenly it's broadcasted in Facebook and everyone's like, hey, Feds is back. So yeah, so that's one of the things that that made me realize planning is very important. So now is my third day. Tomorrow I have a very full schedule too, as well as on Monday and Tuesday. So I am just tapering down the secondary things that I need to do for the next half of my remaining week. So yeah, those are the updates, and I've been receiving messages and comments from different friends in social media. They've been asking me like, is your EU certificate being accepted in the Philippines? And honestly, when I came here to the Philippines, I haven't shown my EU cert because they didn't ask for it. I underwent a 10-day quarantine because whether I am fully vaccinated or not fully vaccinated, as long as I come from a yellow listed country, which is Norway, where Norway is currently listed, it's under the yellow zone. They don't mind my certificate. But for those who are coming here and wanting to take advantage of the shorter quarantine time for people who are fully vaccinated and coming from a yellow zone country, then one of my new YouTube friends, she said that she was able to acquire her ICV, the yellow card, which is accredited by the World Health Organization. She's based in Germany. She's coming here together with her foreign national husband. She's a Filipina, or used to be a Filipina. She requested her ICV from her house doctor. So it's available upon request. So for those who are having a hard time like locating where's that yellow card, you really can't locate it in your Health Sinorga website. It's not there. I've also tried, I googled, I YouTubed. It's not there, but the doctors know about that and they can furnish you a copy upon request. So it's best to plan ahead of time, because I know that many Filipinas who messaged me lately, since I've been sharing my quarantine journeys, they have been asking me about this, but their trip is going to happen on December. So it's like a holiday trip, like for Christmas, for New Year, to be with their like parents or kids, or with their families here in the Philippines, or their spouses. So it's best to have that ready, because it's still sometimes it still befuddles me what the Philippines accept as valid and not valid, because in EU certificate is enough. So yeah, and I have one friend also from Facebook. It's like social media is the main, the it's like the main thing to communicate. Like we all use social media. So I got this information from a friend. She was based in UAE. And I just met her online, and then when she learned that I'm already here in Tacloban, she's based here in Leyte at the same as well. So she told me like, hey, you're already in Tacloban. I'm still on day 5 of my quarantine. And I asked her, oh, okay, day 5. Did you get yourself swabbed already? Because it's day 5 and UAE is not on the red zone, it's not on the green zone, therefore it's on the yellow zone. And then she said, you know what? I applied for a, they call it the Polo Vaccine Pass. So I asked her, what's Polo Vaccine Pass? It's the first time I've heard about that. And she said, there's a meaning for Polo. I just forgot, like Polo. It's a vaccine pass. I applied for it. However, I got denied. So instead of serving just 5 days in hotel quarantine, I have to serve 7 days at the minimum, and then I'll get the result on day 9. So it's like still the old, the old quarantine process, even though she's fully vaccinated. So, and I asked her, okay, so you have spent a lot on your hotel if that's the case. You're expecting 5 days and then you have to extend. And then she said, no, it's covered by OWA. And I realized, oh yeah, I remember she's an OFW. So she's coming here to visit her family in Leyte. And then at the same time, she said, even my plane is also covered by OWA. And I said, oh, really? So what's the process? Like, do you already have your flight ticket? And she said, no, but as soon as I get out of the hotel, OWA will take care of us, will drive us to the airport, and then will book the flight for us. And that's an advantage if you're an OFW. And I believe they deserve that too, because they work hard and give portions of their pay, like big portions of their pay, back to the families in the Philippines, their families. So like in remittances. So they really deserve like to have that kind of ease and convenience, because they've been working so hard being away with their families, and that's good. I mean, I was glad that I'm thankful that OWA does that. So other for others like me who are like maybe you are already a resident in another country, you're not an OFW, I am an OFE, overseas Filipino entrepreneur. So I came here on my own. I paid for everything, my hotel, my flight, and everything. And one of the advantages though, like being a frequent flyer in the past before I moved to Norway, is I have Mabuhay miles. I was able to take advantage of it. Flying from Cebu to Tacloban, and then from Tacloban to Manila in the following week. So, as I will be going back to Norway after a week. So yeah, actually there are plenty of tips to be able to, if you're traveling on a budget and you're not sponsored by OWA, there are plenty of tips, and I can share that with you in my next vlog. So that's it from me for now, and I'll see you again guys soon. So I'll be making frequent videos like this again soon, because I have better internet now. So yeah, God bless, bye!